I think we're going to see about 2 to 3 major moves before the start of training camp. I'm being that bold. I think that there will be an Eichel, but I think we're going to see a couple of other big moves, especially for the teams that don't get Eichel. Something is going to some other fruit is falling from the tree, and someone is going to pick it up.
Well, there's still a lot of RFAs that need new contracts. Kirill Kaprizov, that's something to watch. He's a 10.2C RFA, so he can't be offer sheeted, but he's trying to use the KHL as leverage with Minnesota. They also have Kevin Fiala in Minnesota to sign. Andrei Svechnikov needs a new deal in Carolina. Florida hasn't got a new deal with Reinhart yet. Brady Tkachuk in Ottawa needs a new deal, as well as Drake Batherson. Everyone knows that it's PD and Hughes in Vancouver. There's still a lot of stuff that can move around and shake things up before the season starts. So trying to assess winners and losers in terms of where teams are going to be come the fall when the season starts, it's still way too early.
Yeah.
Would you
go ahead, Devin?
Would you offer sheet Brady Tkachuk?
If you're what team? Yeah, what team?
I mean, if you can make it work, I would try and get him out of Ottawa if you could make it work. But the only problem is Ottawa does have almost $30 million in cap, so that there's a good chance that they would match it. But I think that I would love to see if I'm a fan of. I really not a team off the top of my head right now. I can't think of a team that would be able to offer him what. Yes, Kevin.
If I was Calgary, I would highly consider to offer sheeting Drake Batherson.
Maybe.
What would you offer them, Kev? Right now, they don't have the picks in what I would say the realm that you'd have to offer Drake Batherson. Offer sheet Drake Batherson and to get Ottawa to walk away, because you're not Drake Batherson's not someone you're gonna. I'll actually pull up the cap friendly offer sheet calculator. It shows you what teams have the cap have the draft picks available. So you're looking at right now. The only offer sheets the Flames could offer would be between just over 2 million and just over 4.1. But the return is a second round pick, and Ottawa matches that. And then they don't have the picks to do anything until a max one, and that's 4 first round picks. And you're not doing that for Batherson.
So scroll up to the top there. What are we looking at for teams that? Sorry, scroll down is what I was trying to get at. There we go. So 4 first rounders, if you want to offer sheets a player for over 10.2. I mean, if there's going to be one player, I think, maybe 2 players that I can think of off the top of my head that might be worth it, it would be a Brady Tkachuk, and it would potentially be a Elias Pettersson. I love Brady Tkachuk. I love him.
I wouldn't give him 10. Not yet.
His upside is ridiculous. His size, he's a Tkachuk. His willing to win. Don't take Matthew Tkachuk after the puck flip incident with Muzzin. We've talked about that and talk about a horse that's dead. That one's fucking dead. His Brady with his skill set, I think that he's a sneaky damn good player, and talk about a guy who hates losing as well.
So in your world then, Devin, you offer sheet Brady, You give four. You're willing to give up 4 first-round picks for him. So then you'd be willing to add. Are you keeping Matthew, or are you putting Matthew in a trade for Jack Eichel?
You keep Matthew. You have both of them. The only problem is that you do have to re-sign Matthew Tkachuk, and Matthew Tkachuk's qualifying offer, Kev, is over $9 million. It actually might be $9 million on the dot. So if depends on we've had this debate too of which Tkachuk is better, and I think it's damn close, but I think Brady Tkachuk has potential to be a better player.
And you think both of them are worth $10 million players, huh?
No. I'm saying that so Matthew is an RFA with ARB rights next year, and he could walk the Calgary Flames a 1-year deal to $9 million at 1 year. Not saying he's worth that, could be, but that's facts. So when it comes to Brady, I think Brady's a better player, and I think that he has the potential to be a better overall hockey player than Matthew potentially could be. So I mean, yeah, I would gamble on what I see and his analytics and the fact that he's number 1 in hits, number 1 in shots this year. That says a lot.
But my counter argument to that would be you just said that the most important position at the start of this podcast is center, and then you have $19 million on 2 wingers, and you still don't have a number 1 center.
Yeah, I mean, you told me in the past though you think Elias Lindholm is a number 1 center, a 1A 1B, but he's still a 1 in there.
Yeah, okay, but he's okay, but we've all. I mean, I guess I would do it if you're willing to trade Matthew.
So then you're swapping parts out for the potential better player, and getting a.
If Matthew can get me another number 1 center, then I would consider doing it. But
I would consider doing it too. Don't get me wrong. But I think having the two Tkachuk brothers on the same team, potentially on the same line, that's a fun little asterisk beside all that.
Oh, they would make friends everywhere.
Exactly.
Everywhere. The friendship tour.
But I mean, I do understand that thought of if that does happen, yeah, you could potentially trade Matthew. But then, how happy would Brady be? The fact that you depending on because he has to sign it. You can offer an offer sheet, and the player doesn't have to sign it. The whole thing, if we're talking about Calgary here, would be that he gets to come and play with his brother.
Yeah, that's how you're selling it. So you're not getting Brady unless you have Matthew. And the other thing is Brady can play center.
He's a big boy.
He's taken over 300 face-off. He took over 300 face-offs in 1920, and it was over 250 face-offs in this past season. You could find a way to make a line with him at center work.
Okay.